Hello, YouTube. Good Sunday morning. It's the 1st of June and a new month is with us. Closed the book on a very, very busy May, as you all know. So I am back. I am back in the arcade. The arcade is up and running, and it's good to be back. So, boy, lots to tell, but I don't know if I'll get to all of it. Took lots of pictures, got published a few times. Overall, a pretty successful month of May. I did not have any crash pics that were published. Normally, that's my job. My job is to capture the action in the turns and submit them. But surprisingly, all the stuff that I had published this month was outside of track activity related. So I'm pretty happy about that. It tells me that my editor not only accepts crash photos, but from us stringers, but he also is looking for any content that could add to the paper's coverage of the events at the track. So it's good to be back. I've kind of missed being in the arcade. I actually took a sick day on Friday because I wasn't doing very well. So I fired up the arcade on Friday and I spent a good bit of time down here playing on some games. I spent a lot of time with the At Games 4KP playing some games on there. And while I'm talking about At Games, a little bit of a rant here. At Games, get off your frickin' duffs and fix the QR code login. Okay, I know I saw the post, which you turned off comments on, not surprisingly. I know that the QR code login process is broken, but now it's been what, 4 days since that post, and you still haven't gotten it fixed. And I had to log in twice on all of my At Games machines. I don't know why. The first login, I was logged in for maybe a minute or two, and then it logged me right back out. So At Games, I don't know what your problems are, but you got to fix your login processes on these devices. I just spent like 30 minutes trying to get my ALU back there that's running Robotron right now logged in so I could run CoinOps. I mean, what's going on with that company? I realize I've seen and heard the rumors that they've lost a bunch of people. I know Wagner's no longer there. But, this is a core service, or part of your core services is being able to log in on your device. Excuse me. Please fix that. Okay. Rant over. So yeah, the arcade's up and running. Spent a good bit of time there. So let's catch up. So right off the bat, I'm going to talk about some plans I have for the arcade. I'm going to make Cornercade very happy. And I see he's here in the chat. So Danny, listen up. I'm going to expand the arcade that way a little bit. So I can't go too far, but I'm going to add some floor space because I'm feeling a little bit cramped. So I'm going to basically move this false wall back a couple of tiles. I'm going to get some more floor tiles. And I'm going to add some square footage to the arcade. What that'll get me in terms of how many arcades I can put in here, I don't know. I'm not really worried about that at a point. Right now, I just want to spread out a little bit, spread my wings. So that's the news for upgrading the arcade. I'm going to be spreading out a little bit. But to do that, and I didn't add the pictures. I took a bunch of before pictures this morning. My basement's a mess. Outside of this little corner of the arcade, the rest of the basement is a total mess right now, and I need to spend some time going through it and throwing away a bunch of stuff that I don't need anymore, and reorganizing some other stuff. So that's going to be an evolving process over the next few weeks. I don't think I'll get it all done in like one weekend. Obviously, getting everything cleaned up so I can expand that way is going to take some time. So we'll get there, and hopefully I'll bring you guys along for the ride. So let's look at the chat, see who's here. Let's see. Stock Jock is here. Always great to see you, my friend. Thanks for stopping by. Let's see. Hockey Town is here. Hockey Town, good to see you as always. Yeah, that Keanu thing. Interesting story behind that. I was walking through the garage area race morning, and it's pretty dead in there very early in the morning. The fans get to come in at 6 when the cannon goes off. I was in there probably at 6:30, 7 o'clock, just roaming around, seeing if there was anything interesting I could shoot in the garage area. And normally at that hour, there's really not much going on. Yeah, the teams are there. They're starting to prep their cars. But I'm walking down probably the middle row of the garages where the Andretti teams are. And I hear this commotion behind me. And I turn around and I'm staring dead at Keanu Reeves. And I'm like, oh crap. I gotta get over there and get some photos. So I took a couple of photos on my cell phone of him in the garage, posted them on my Facebook account. And then I got out the professional camera and started taking pictures. And he hung out in the garage for a long time. He had a team rep from Andretti Motorsports there explaining what the guys were doing to the car. I believe that was, whose car was that? I want to say it was Colton Herta's garage, the 26 car. And they had the engine torn. Well, it wasn't torn apart, but the cowl on the engine was taken off, and they were doing some things in there. So the Andretti folks were explaining to Keanu exactly what they were doing, how they're getting prepped for the race, all that kind of thing. And so yeah, I was as that was going on, I was taking some photos with the camera that I shoot with. And then I decided to go back around because tech inspection was also going on. So I was taking photos of tech inspection, cars lined up for tech inspection. And then I thought, well, I'll circle back, see what he's doing. So I went back, and then Keanu's outside of the garage interacting with fans. You know, folks, I've seen the rumors. You all probably have too. Keanu is a generally nice guy, a regular guy, really. He was hanging out with the fans outside of the garage. Now, he was just there as a fan. He wasn't really there as a celebrity. He wasn't going to walk the red carpet, that kind of thing. He was just there as a guest of Andretti and just to observe things and take in the race experience. Wasn't there as a celebrity. But, of course, you know, Keanu being Keanu, you know instantly when you see Keanu Reeves that's Keanu Reeves. So he knew he was going to get recognized. So when he was in the garage, there were some fans in the garage by that time, and they were all huddled around the garage. And he was signing autographs. I don't think he refused one single autograph of the fans assembled or selfie. He took a selfie with each and every one of them. And he was very gracious and very interactive with the fans. But he took questions. Fans were asking him questions. He was graciously answering them. Just seemed like an all-around genuine dude. And so I feel bad for the guy that, you know, he was recognized. But I hope he did get to enjoy the race. but that's my story behind Keanu. Yeah, I got several celebrity photos. The celebrity red carpet this year for the 500 was very dull, in my opinion. Not very many big names on the carpet. I did get a few photos of those, and they're in the albums. All the album links are posted in the description of the stream here. So if you want to check out my photo albums, I'm not going to go through them today. So, but if you want to check them out, feel free to go ahead. But yeah, Hockey Town, yeah, that Keanu pick, it did go wide. MSN picked it up, and USA Today, which is also owned by the same organization, Gannett, as the paper I work for. So I'm sure that media was shared anyway, but it got a lot more exposure. Ted's here. Good to see you, Ted, as always. Thanks for coming. Let's see. Just going through some of the chat here. Yeah, that was a good show on Wednesday night. I watched, I'm a little bit backlogged on content, watching YouTube content. I did watch some while I was out of town, but I have been watching, I have made Arcades Anonymous a priority. And after all, I am wearing the shirt today representing. So I'm not an official member of Arcades Anonymous, but I like to think that I'm a adjunct member by virtue of wearing the gear. So it's always good to see that. It was a good show, even though Stock Jock, you say you didn't have any topics. All right. Cornercade's here, of course. Danny, welcome. Oh, somebody sent me an email. I got to admit that I'm really bad at that. I do have a corporate account. Not a corporate account, a channel account. Corporate account. Just looking through here. I don't know if this is the one you use or if you use my personal email. Let's check that. Email over here. I don't see anything, Hockey Town. I don't know if you got the email address correct or not. I'm looking in my personal account, and I'm looking in my Quarterdeck Arcade account. Just so you guys know, I'll put it up here. Oh, yeah, I don't have it anymore. Captions, that's where it is. So if you want to send me an email, this is how to get a hold of me. That's the email address that I live at. So for the channel, that's the channel email address. So go ahead, email me anything you want. But I'm looking at my email for that, and I'm not seeing anything. All right, so let's see, go back to the chat. Let's see. I already said hi to Danny. Yeah, I mean, come on, At Games. So frustrating this week. When I first turned the arcade on Friday, I had to go through the login process on all my pinballs and my arcade upstairs, my mini that I have upstairs. I didn't touch the ALU. That one I dealt with this morning, but it was bad. Yeah, that's the big news. I'm not quite sure what the layout's going to be when I do it. So I have some ideas. I'm not going to go all the way back to the other wall. And the reason being is I need some place to put the racks that I have in there now. So this is going to be a combo spring cleaning / get organized to expand the arcade / get rid of a bunch of stuff. So because I'm looking ahead to that eventual move to Florida when Stock Jock and I are going to open up a retro arcade, right? Right, dude? Hey, Biggie D, welcome. welcome. PB&J is here as well. Always good to see you. Yeah, my basement, it's not as bad as, hoarder basements are, but there's a lot of stuff down here. You know what everybody does that has basements. If you want to hang on to it, but you don't really need to see it, you throw it down in the basement. I used to do pretty elaborate Christmas displays, so I've got a lot of Christmas stuff that I need to get rid of. Some of the stuff that I go through is probably going to wind up in a yard sale. I think the city I live in is having their annual citywide rummage sale. So I may gather some things up in a pile and put it out for sale. And that might include my Pong. I haven't decided yet. So I kind of want to keep the Pong, and that's part of the reason driving my decision for expanding. So, well, let's see. Well, thank you, Stock Jock. I appreciate that. I feel like I kind of am. I watch it every week. I enjoy you guys. You guys keep me company while I'm doing my weight training sessions. So, corporate channel account. Yeah. From X Arcade. All right, let's type X Arcade in here. The pinball upgrade kit is coming. Is that what you're referring to? I'm not seeing any. All right, so they've got an upgrade kit coming to the Arcade 2 TV XR. So that is good. What's included? Upgraded back panel with speaker, real plunger mechanism, natural nudging sensor, and built-in haptics, which is what a lot of people have been wanting. So I'm actually really happy to see this. I assume that's what you're referring to, Hockey Town. The reason why is because I have no way of getting it here. So that's why. Until I get my truck, then I'll be able to go after that thing. But unless I can convince the guy to deliver it. But I would love to have a Gorf in here. I've looked at several. And Danny, thank you for sending that to me. I think when you sent that to me, I was doing something in Indiana. So sorry I didn't reply back right away. Yeah, what I found with the ALU Biggie D is if you turn it on every single day, it stays logged in. But if you leave it off for a few days, then that's when they log you out. Do I like the X Arcade? Yes, I do. I love it. You can see it over the shoulder. I've got Moon Patrol running on it right now. Actually, I have a Raspberry Pi running the Moon Patrol, and I'm using the controller, the X Arcade controller, to play that. But I also use it for virtual pinball as well when the spirit moves me. So I do like it. I love it, actually. It's a handy little tool for my arcade experience. When I moved to Florida, I've told the gal that's my intention. My intention is to take everything with me. So that'll be an experience packing all this stuff up. I'll probably contact Gallagher guy and get some tips on how to move these things properly. I kind of like to do it without any dings or scratches or anything. Prince Vinny, that's just a running joke between Stock Jock and I. He knows I'm targeting moving down there. I'm still a few years off from that move. So I hope I haven't gotten Stock Jock's hopes up, but that's just a running joke that we're going to do that. it's not anything that's going to happen. Even if we did do it, yeah, it'd be something years off. So I wouldn't even worry about it right now. By the way, welcome, Prince Vinny. Good to have you. Yeah. Okay. So let's talk about this email because I have a feeling that's what Hockeytown was referring to. Let me bring this up in a window. This was sent to my personal account. Share window. Share. All right. So this is the email. So I got this 19 minutes ago, actually. So this was sent this morning. This is breaking news, folks, as Danny would say. I don't have a breaking news sounder, so sorry. All right. So X-Arcade is apparently coming out with a pinball upgrade kit, making the experience more true to life. What's included? Upgraded back panel with speaker, real plunger mechanism, natural nudging sensor, built-in haptics. Let's see. Everything fans have been craving for to make their setup feel just right. And that's right. A lot of YouTube channels have been talking about the fact the haptics were missing. So now we're going to get haptics. And I'm excited about that. That'll make this thing kind of perfect. So okay, what they're saying here is the estimated pre-order launch is July of 2025. So next month, you'll be able to pre-order this kit. And then it'll ship in October. So something to look forward to. And then they offer links to the actual products themselves, the bundle, the tank stick itself, and the pedestal separately. So exciting news coming from X-Arcade during a time when news is far and fleeting. I'm aware of some of the things going on with other companies. I'm aware with what happened just the other day with Iconic charging everybody's accounts. So that seems to have the community up in an uproar right now. So I'm aware of that. I'm aware of AtGame's login problems. So I try to stay on top of news, although I'm not really all that great at it, but I'm not a news channel. I don't even pretend to be. But if I know something and want to discuss it, I'll talk about it. All right. Yeah, I'll drop a link in the chat. Actually, this was my personal email. So no, I can't drop a link. But the email comes from sales@xgaming.com, so I assume it's them. Quarterdeck wants me to rent a U-Haul to go get Gorf. Yeah, it was new. It was very hot off the presses news within the last 20 minutes. So oh, sorry, Stock Jock. I always considered it a running joke. But who knows? I mean, I may get down there, be bored with being in retirement, and want to do something. So you never know. All right. I'm assuming, Biggie D, that they will do something like that once they get all the parts and pieces and the kit together, that they will start manufacturing it fully built. I could be wrong on that. Maybe they'll just offer their current line of products with the kit. Or if you want, maybe they'll offer a bundle so that you can get the stand, the tank stick, and the parts kit to upgrade it if you want as part of a bundle. Who knows what they'll do. Kevgret's here. Hey, Kevgret. Yeah. I think I caught that on the stream the other night. I think you kind of mentioned it. But yeah, I suppose you could. Let's see. Oh, okay. So he made a video. So guys, check out his channel. Check out Kevgret's channel about adding his own haptics into the Arcade 2 XR. Yeah, okay, let's talk about this, because this leads right into what I want to do today. Okay, so what Stock Jock is talking about here is Thunderstick Studios or GRS sent out emails offering a 30% discount on their products. I don't know if there were some exclusions to that. I didn't really look close enough, but what I did with that 30% was I bought a couple of more Build-A-Cades. So now that I have a couple more Build-A-Cades, I'm looking to fix my Frogger, and you can't really see it because I have the lights turned off right now, but I'm looking to fix the Frogger that's been down for several weeks. Now, I did contact Glenn's support team for the GRS Build-A-Cade, and I explained my situation with it. And their comeback was that I was using the wrong power cord. So I tried different power cords. I tried the one that's specifically for the Raspberry Pi 4, and I tried the USB power, and neither one of them seemed to work. So it just all my other Build-A-Cades are working fine. It's this one for some reason and they're using this similar power cords than what I'm using now. So, or what I tried to use with Frogger. So I don't know what the issue is. I did plug it in this morning. I've got a battery charged light on the back of the Frogger. And so I've got it on AC power right now just to see if it charges up enough so that I can actually turn it on. If I don't get anything, then I'm going to try one of two things. I'm first going to replace the back panel. So as you guys know, that have built Build-A-Cades, it comes with that, I'm going to call it a daughter board almost, even though it's not physically connected other than by cables to the primary PCB, which would be your Pi or your Viper. I'm going to try replacing that back panel completely and see if that fixes the issue I have. If that doesn't fix it, then I'm going to try replacing the battery and see if that fixes it. So I'm using parts from one of the two Build-A-Cades that I just bought from T-Sticks, and we'll see if we can't get it working. If not, what I'll do is I'll rebuild, and I won't do that today, but I'll rebuild the Frogger using from the ground up, but using the panels that I've already slapped the artwork on for the new kit. I've got my eye on two art packages from Josebo. Haven't ordered them yet, but I'll probably put that order in after the show today. And so that's my goal today, is to see if we can't resuscitate Frogger, because I really miss having that Frogger. Now the Frogger is also, I will say, all my other Build-A-Cades are running Raspberry Pi 3B pluses. The Frogger was my first experiment with the Viper, the GRS Viper board. So I don't know. I don't want to say that has something to do with my anomaly, or maybe even my power. Maybe I can't use the same power cables I'm using with the 3B pluses. Who knows? But we're going to try stuff today. So along the lines of Raspberry Pis, during one of my trips to Indianapolis, actually when I went back for the 500, there's a micro center on the way in. So there's no micro center up here in the Milwaukee area. There is one. The closest one would be in Chicago off Ogden Avenue, which is basically down by the airport in the Loop, if you're familiar with the Chicago Loop. The micro center there is on Ogden Avenue. However, if you've driven that way recently, you know that the great state of Illinois has that part of the loop all torn up, and you can't get off on Ogden. So I couldn't hit up that micro center. So what I wound up doing is I got to Indianapolis, which also has a micro center. I said, well, I'm taking this opportunity to head over to micro center. So I did. And I picked up 4 more Raspberry Pi 3B pluses. I just like to have them lying around in case I have a project I want to do with them. So for the 2 Build-A-Cades, if I still have a complete kit, I'll have 2 more Build-A-Cades to build, and I'll get the artwork packages from Joe Zabos, and we'll do some fun builds of those. Even though I've already, you guys are probably Build-A-Cade dated to death from all the streams I did on building a Build-A-Cade. It's fun. It's something to do. Again, I don't get paid or anything from mentioning these companies. So what else? What else can I talk about? Oh, Buy Stuff has shipped out my 19-inch monitor replacement for the Centipede. So it should be here sometime soon. I was hoping it'd be here this weekend so I could do that today, but it did not come. So we'll see. Maybe next week if it comes during the week sometime. And then we'll do that Centipede monitor replacement next week. The other thing too, Hockeytown, I know you shared with me the links to maybe rerouting my power for the LEDs for the riser panels. I haven't looked into that yet. It's still on my radar. We'll get the parts and pieces to do one and see if I can't get it working, and then go from there. So, all right. Let me think. Do I have anything else to talk about? I could talk about well, as far as gaming goes, as I mentioned, I've been down here in the arcade quite a bit lately. Actually, when I've been home, just passing the time. Things that I've been playing the most are the pinball. I make a habit of going around the inner circle here, and I play Pac-Man a lot, and I played Miss Pac-Man a lot in Galaga. Some NBA Jam. But mostly I've been getting into VR. So as you know, a lot of YouTubers have gotten into VR. I haven't joined them for one of their fun golf sessions yet. Again, I'm into bed super early, so I kind of miss out on those opportunities. So, but I have been golfing a lot. I love that bowling game in MetaQuest, and I'm going through the Vader Immortal series. Well, I just finished the first one, which was, they say they're very short, and they are, but very fun. I'm having a blast, and my gal was laughing at me the other day because I was waving the lightsaber around, fighting off all these robots that were dropping in on Vader and I. So I was having a blast with that, and so still exploring virtual reality and the MetaQuest 3 and interesting games. If you guys have an interesting game I haven't mentioned, other than pinball, golf, Vader Immortal, and some others, let me know. Non-gaming topic, I did finish Andor season 2. Guys, I know Disney has screwed up Star Wars so much. But one thing they got right was Andor, okay? Both seasons 1 and season 2. Andor is just a perfect companion to Rogue One. I can't overstate that. I mean, it's just perfect in my mind. Even the time jumps that they did in the second season were done kind of meticulously. I mean, they're seamless almost to the story. So it doesn't really, when I first heard that idea that they were floating about doing that, I'm like, I don't know about that. You're trying to cramp too much into one season. And they went about it. Their way of going about it with the 1 year time jumps in between every 3 episodes was really good. And the series, the writing was awesome. I love Clea, the character of Clea. She was amazing. The actress who played her. I loved Andor. He was great as well. Fleshed out his character. If you look at Andor as a whole, as a companion to Rogue One, Andor becomes the star of Rogue One, as opposed to what was her name? I just watched Rogue One the other day. after I watched the series. Stardust is her nickname. She was the main character of the movie, right? Rogue One, when it first came out. But when you watch Andor, it flips the narrative a little. Andor becomes the primary character of Rogue One, in my opinion. And it was so good. It was so well done. I highly recommend it. I know there's a lot of complaints out there about Disney Star Wars. Yes, the sequels were terrible. Well, the first sequel wasn't so bad. Force Awakens was pretty good, but then they should have stuck with one director for all three films, so the narrative didn't get screwed up. Series Acolyte was just horrible. Obi-Wan had its faults, but I still liked it for advancing the story there a little bit. Ahsoka was okay in my book as well. Mandalorian seasons 1 and 2, season 3 was horrible. And then the Book of Boba Fett, I don't know. There was something that didn't sit right with that movie to me. So, all right. Just taking a quick look at the chat. I know I'm not keeping up with it. Yeah, who knows what with tariffs and everything that's going on, what their production plans are for the kit, but I kind of have to agree with this. So let's see. Yeah, Stock Jock, for the era of games that you and I are accustomed to, Pi 3Bs are perfect. That's why I like them. My GRS Build-A-Cades have most all of them have Pi 3B pluses. The one that's bad now that isn't working is the one that has the Viper in it. So we're going to try and resuscitate it here in a short bit. Stock Shock at Micro Center, I got them for $35 a piece. Let's talk about G.I. Joe. I'm so excited for that. I'll be honest, I have not bought anything from G.I. Joe yet. My personal opinion, and they're great products for those of you that love them. I don't feel the need to upgrade my risers to G.I. Joe risers. I'm not knocking it. I think it's a great product. Having options is great in this community, as you all know. But I'm so excited for the cabinet that he showed off last week or the week before. That'll be a day one purchase for me whenever he announces it, I think. But from what I caught from the AA show the other night is he might do a limited run to start. So I might have to get in there early. So yeah, Stock Jack, $35 is how much I paid for my 3B pluses. Should be QD Arcade. Might be QD Arcade 71. So one of those two. I'm pretty sure it's QD Arcade 71 because QD Arcade was taken by somebody. Yeah, that's correct. When I first signed up for MetaQuest, it wouldn't let me have QD Arcade because somebody else had it out there. So I did QD Arcade 71 for the number on this shirt right here. Well, right here. Orientation is hard. Close. They've done a couple other things, right? There are some criticisms to be had about Obi-Wan. Like, the young Princess Leia. I thought that actress was great. That young kid that they had play a young Princess Leia. She was great, but some of the scene choices they had with her, I question. Like having her run very slowly through the forest, so the camera could follow her, and obviously the bad guy could have caught up with her within 2 seconds, and that was just unrealistic to me. Excuse me. Yeah, Biggie D, it's a great show. Everybody that's watched it will say, and I will say the same thing. Episodes 1 through 3, the first triumvirate of episodes, are very slow build. So you're probably gonna, so that does deserve some criticism. But when you get through the entire 12 episode series, you'll understand why they did 1 through 3 the way they did. So, but just after watching the first 3, I had the same feeling that everybody else was. Boy, was that just slow. So, Mike Hawkerts is here. Thank you for stopping by. Oh, this is one I disagree with. I actually think he did a really good job. I liked him as Bail Organa. It's sad that Jimmy Smits could not do it. Obviously, apparently he was busy, or they couldn't arrange the schedules, line up the schedule so that he could do it. I don't know what he's working on now, but I think Benjamin Bratt did a really fine job standing in for him. I have not used, you know what? I have not used the tank stick with a Build-A-Cade yet, but I imagine it could. It's just an external controller. And so the right reason I say that is because I'm running it off a Raspberry Pi now. I have one of those 30,000 game builds running on a Raspberry Pi and with an external hard drive, and the tank stick is connected to it via USB. So you can connect external controllers to the Build-A-Cades. So I can only assume that the X-Arcade can also be connected to a Build-A-Cade. Maybe we'll try that sometime. I am way behind in the chat. Thanks, Biggie D. I appreciate it. Funny. That's very funny. I am cute, though. That'll get clipped. Okay, this is interesting. PB&J says he actually had the main wiring harness that was defective in their Build-A-Cade with a Viper. Manifested in the marquee light not lighting. That's the problem I have. The marquee light's not coming on. I'm not getting any power to the monitor at all. I do have the status light on the back indicating it's charging. Yeah, Ted, that's true. It's very true. That is true. I will agree with that. So yeah, like many others, I went right into Rogue One after I finished the last episode of Andor when I was on my sick day on Friday. And yeah, it is a little jarring. But I think Benjamin Bratt did a fine job. They were in a pickle. Obviously, they're not going to hold up production of Andor just because one actor can't clear up his schedule for the role. So I get that. I understand the pickle they were in. So, all right. We've jibber jabbered long enough for 45 minutes. Stock Chuck sent me a follow request. It says so right here on my watch. All right, so what are we doing? We are, let's go to multi-camera view here. It's another exciting thing about redoing or expanding the arcade a little. I got to rethink my camera angles. Might have to add a camera or two if I can. My USB bus, as it is now, is crowded. All right, so we'll go to multicam view. There you see on the table in the lower right, I have 2 Build-A-Cades, which I received from GRS last week. And there's the Frogger, which I've had charging now for like the last, well, hour and 15 minutes. So if it hasn't gotten a charge by now, it's not going to get a charge. So, and then my little toolkit. Did forget my tablet, so I'll try to keep tabs on the chat as best I can. So let me mic up here. I got to do that. I'm so happy to be home for a while. May was incredible. I mean, just 3 trips to Indianapolis, and they're 5-hour trips. So, all right. So where's my audio mixer? We're gonna switch mics. Testing 1, 2, 3. Uh-oh. I got a problem with my mic. Testing 1, 2, 3. Okay, so the DJI is working. Oh, all right. Wireless. There it goes. There we go. Now we're connected. Testing 1, 2, 3. See, the reason why I have audio connection issues is because this laptop, which I stream on, is also my photo editing station. It goes with me on the road trips. So this laptop that I'm streaming to you from has been in Indianapolis 3 times the month of May. So, anywho, let's turn on the house lights and get to work. I don't have fancy studio lighting set up. All right, so first things first, let's see if we can't get this thing to turn on. It's been charging for like an hour and 15 minutes. And there you go. I applied power. I turned the power button on. I've got no light here, and I've got no monitor activity. And the charging light is still red. All right. What did I do with my eyes? I need my eyes. All right. So what we're basically going to do here, I'm going to just, since this isn't working, I'm going to unplug it. And then we're going to cannibalize from a new kit from Glenn's company. We're just going to cannibalize one. And we're going to start, like I mentioned before, we're going to start with a couple of pieces. So you don't want to take the kitchen sink approach. You kind of want to do one thing, and then if that doesn't work, try another thing. Yep, and who knows? It might be that harness. I believe it was PB&J that mentioned that. So here we have a brand new kit. I'm looking for, I'm not going to unpack all this stuff because I kind of want to keep the box together. So, all right. So I'm gonna take out the back plane. I suppose I should try the harness first, since PB&J mentioned that. So maybe we'll do that. So here we have our back plane with this little, what I call like, and it's not actually a daughter board because it's not physically connected to the other board, but I kind of look at it that way. And here we have a harness. And I might even try a new battery. Although I don't know, I don't think the battery's the problem. So, but we'll take that out too. So we've got our back plane, battery, and harness. We'll start with those three. And we'll just put the kit back together and set it aside. I love these kits. I really do. I think you all know by now, after I've built 10 of them streaming, that you know that I love these kits. So this is an anomaly, what has happened here. That's true. Yes, you are very correct. The harness is different for the Viper. You're right. So I can't use that harness. This is why I have the chat community to keep me straight. So this is going to be pretty worthless. So I may not. I don't have an extra Viper board or Viper kit. So I will put the harness back in the box. We're just going to try these two things. All right. Got our little toolkit. Make sure I'm in the camera view there. I'm going to move my stream here so I can kind of see the chat a little bigger. Okay, so let's get to it. So we're gonna rule things out here. So these two things that I'm going to try are fairly easy to get to because, well, one, the back plane is the back plane, so it's the very last piece you screw in. I've kind of missed this Frogger. I want it back. If this doesn't work today, you know, then I might hit up GRS for a new Viper harness. Maybe try that before I decide to rebuild. But I need to get Frogger back. It's been on the shelf too long, not running. It's been a while since I've done anything with Build-A-Cades, really. I haven't built one in a while. I think you all could see it pretty good. I did not want to go through putting up the studio lighting, so. All right, so we're splitting this thing open. Okay, so what's the best way to go about this without take off the HDMI cable. So this is going to be a little bit more involved. All right, so we take off the HDMI cable. Undo all the connections. The USB and the audio cable, and the harness. And And lastly, we have our SD card extension. Now, I'm not going to try and put the SD card extension back in the new back plane. I'm just going to let it lay while I make the other connections. And then that way, we'll just test it to see if it actually comes up. So here's our old back plane. Set that aside, and then we'll make the connections here. Actually, I don't need to do the HDMI either, so we'll leave that. We just need to do the critical connections here. Come on, get in the hole. All right. So let's do audio. USB. So we don't have our battery. Let me do that last. Look at that. Look at that, guys. Well, you can't see it. The camera's over here. Look at that. I replaced the back plane. Now I have, look at that. It's booting. Son of a gun, we did it. Took like all of 5 minutes. So I had a bad back plane here. But what I'll do is I'll set it aside and I'll put it with the kit that I cannibalized and see if I can't get it working. Hello, Frogger. Come on, boot into it. There it is. There's Frogger. All right. Yeah, to answer your question, Danny, HockeyTown actually answered it. Because Glenn's coming out with his FU edition, I wanted to be familiar with the arcade operating system. That's why I bought that. So I also have arcade running on my App Games Mini upstairs. And so I've gotten a little bit of experience with that. But I really wanted to get knee deep into it, the Build-A-Cade. So, but, of course, this thing died on me like almost right after I built it. I mean, within about a month after building it, it died on me. So, backplane issue. All right, so let's shut this down. Standard emulation station menu. And we'll shut down system. By the way, I have 10 Build-A-Cades behind me, including this one. It's a chore to have to shut these things down properly without screwing up the SD card. So I'm looking for any script or any automated process that I can use to remotely log into these things and shut them down. So I don't have to bend over and do the menu thing and do the shutdown or quit and then shut down to normalize a shutdown for the SD card, to preserve the SD card. Because I know that these SD cards can become corrupted if you don't shut down properly. Now, yes, have people done it? Yes. Have people ever had an SD card go bad on them? Some people haven't. They've had very good luck just turning the power off. But me, being in the industry that I am, I'm IT, I like to do a normal shutdown. So, all right. Power off here, and then we'll put the rest of this thing back together. All right, now of course it's going to be difficult because I'm going to pull my cables again. I'm glad it wasn't the battery either. All right, so now we're going to lay this flat, and then we're going to do the SD card extension. Of course, these are the tiniest of screws. This cable right now. What's the screw? There it is. You know, I got tiny hands, but this is still. I feel bad for the guys that got big hands and like building these. Oh, Jesus. Just the wrong way. Because these are so tiny, they're kind of hard to guide the screws in. And of course, I messed it. This is why people make production videos, so they don't have to show all of this fumbling around. So it was not the cable that I was using to power this thing, or well, you know, it could be, I suppose. The fact that the it could be the fact that maybe an inappropriate charge level or was affecting the board. But then again, I have 9 other Build-A-Cades that have not had an issue with the cables that I'm using. Gently grab the top of that screw. Oh, the light for this. So, just to, you know, just to shoot the shit while I'm doing this, some of you might be aware, some of you might not, but I started marathon training middle of this month. So between my trips to Indianapolis, I start a marathon training. So I've had to try and work around my schedule, my busy schedule the month of May. Still get my training in, which I did for the most part. I did move one day because I wasn't going to be available to do any running that day. But, so today was the start of week 3 of my marathon training. And for those of you who are curious, it goes for 18 weeks. So now we're reconnecting the HDMI cable. So Sundays are light days, Thursdays are rest days. So every Thursday, I get to rest. And I'm forcing myself to. Normally Thursdays are big days for me. And I'm also running lower mileage than I have been. So, okay, the HDMI cable is connected. Now we'll reconnect the harness. Do the sound of the USB. So this cable in here is not used by the cable. It's just kind of flopping around. Right, there's the battery. I'll need the other cable. There we go. I shove it back in there. One other cable. There it is. Sorry. Alright, so we can have the last connection we'll make is the battery. There. Just because I'm paranoid, before I button this up, I'm going to turn it back on again. This way so you all can see. Light. So I just wanted to make sure that oh, you know what? I don't have the card in. So it's not going to boot into anything. I love how the marquee is flickering as the OS boots. I don't know if that's intentional or. So it's not going to boot now because it doesn't have the brain. Which is fine. I just wanted to see it. Alright, so let's button this thing back up, making sure that not crimping any cables. No cable here that's comfortable. Let's push that back in. Alright. I can't tell you how happy I am to have Frogger back. I don't think it's been down so long since I rearranged my display here. I don't have power going to it, so I gotta get another cable out. I gotta run it to my USB charger. While I'm at it, I might take you guys into the tour. Since I have my cell phone camera operational. Take you a live tour of the basement. I've done it in the past. All right, we'll stick the brain back in it. So it's all buttoned back up, back together. Turn it back on. Yes, we have a marquee. That's good. Did not auto Frogger. Uh-oh. So this one has the bad backplane, which we don't know is 100% bad. Uh-oh. What did I do? So it's not seeing the SD card. So either I screwed up my SD card cable by jostling it around, which is very possible, or I screwed up my SD card, taking it out. We'll see. But at least I have power back to it. Come on, baby. Find the SD card. Nope, it didn't. And I thought we were done. Should have made sure the thing loaded. Well, I thought we did. Oh, no, we didn't. So it's possible I pulled it out of the board. And I will tell you folks that I suspected that this was the issue with this backplane board. And it turns out that's exactly so. My troubleshooting skills are still intact. That's good to know. Ever increasing advanced stage. Yeah, marathon training's going well. I'm keeping the mileage low, but I'm sustaining my intended marathon pace. So. All right, so I'm reseating the card. On the board, the Viper board. So let's stick this back in. And then if that doesn't work, I'll rule out the cable by pulling the cable out and sticking the SD card directly into the Viper board. Because I know from experience, because on my first build of these, I screwed up the SD card cable. Hockey Town, to answer your question, I'm still not seeing the SD card. To answer your question, the themes I'm looking at are Journey and Star Trek. Those are the two things on Zable's website. All right, so I'm going to pull the SD card extension. I'm going to take the SD card out of the extension piece, and then I'm going to just slide it directly into the board. And then if I do get it recognized, I do actually have an extra ribbon cable. I think it's upstairs because I ordered two as replacement parts. That's one thing I like about Glenn. Is he lets you order the pieces to this thing separately. Yeah, put my lamp away, which I probably shouldn't have done. You can't see it. I probably crushed it. This ribbon cable right here. Crimped it. Let's try it. So this will rule out either the card or the cable. If it's still bad, then it's probably the card. I probably corrupted the card. Thanks, Biggie D. I appreciate that. Yeah. Exercise has been I started exercising when I turned 50, and I'm about to turn 60. So for the last 10 years or so, I've been exercising. Keeping or staying healthy, losing weight, that kind of thing. Here it goes. So it is the cable. So I screwed up the ribbon cable. Question is, do I deal with it now? Or do I button it up, just leave the SD card directly into the damn thing? Because I'm not going to be pulling cards. I don't anticipate pulling cards. I could do that. Or I could go locate my spare part, which I think is upstairs. And I could put that in right away. Probably the better thing to do would be to do it now, get it out of the way. Let's see if I can locate that. So if I don't have one in the parts bin here, I'm just going to button it up and call it. All right, so this right here is the first ribbon cable I went through that went bad, that I had to replace. So when this went bad, I ordered 2 off of the Build-A-Cade website, and I used one of them to fix that one. And I had a second one, which should be somewhere. And it's not. No. No. Some extra DSI ribbon. And no. Okay. No. Sorry, guys. I thought I had another ribbon cable. I do somewhere. It's just not where I had expected to be. Ain't that a pisser? All right. Well, it is what it is. All right. So we're going to leave for now. Since I obviously screwed up this ribbon cable, we'll leave it in there, but we'll just button this up. And I'll leave the SD card directly mounted on the Viper board. Now you can do that. I mean, you don't have to use the extension cable. It just makes sense, you know, because that's what it's there for. Shut down, and then I'm just going to button this up. And I'll probably just go out to Glenn's website and order a couple more. Just to have them. I don't know if he has a back plane for sale. If he does, just I'm going to replace the one in this kit that I bought for the build. So sorry guys, no ribbon cable repair today. And you know what's going to happen is I'm going to come across it after I end the stream. So what that means is I'll probably just do the ribbon swap off stream. I haven't missed this cabinet. I have. Big fan of Glenn's products. I don't know what the failure was on that board. So now we're going to do another boot just to make sure. And the SD card is inside the directly mounted on the Viper board. It bugs me. I don't know where that ribbon cable went. I know I saw it the other day. That'll be a part of all this rearranging and expanding, is getting a little bit better organized. I am pretty organized, but except when I forget to put stuff away, I have to do that. Don't tell me that thing didn't boot in the Frogger right now. You didn't boot straight into it, but it's still on there. It sees the SD card. All right, so let's try rebooting again. Complete restart. Okay. Now it looks like it's booting straight into Frogger. Oh, there we go. No. All right, now it's not able to boot straight into the Frogger anymore. I don't know why. It sees the SD card, and you can select it. So, I don't know. I'll figure that out later, I guess. All right, folks. This was today's exciting show. We semi-fixed the Frogger. At least it's functional again. We just need to replace the ribbon cable in it. I wouldn't go that far, Stock Jock. I don't know. So I had a problem starting in the Frogger, and that's automatically set up. And I don't remember how the arcade did that auto start. So for whatever. Just catching up a little bit with the chat. See if I'm not missing anything. Yeah, that's what I did, Stock Jock. So we'll leave it like that, but I'll probably still get a cable to replace the one in there if I don't find the other one I had. All right. Anywho, I'm going to keep it short today. If you think an hour and a half is short. Hey, Nerds Lounge Master. Let's get ready to wrap things up here. So, thanks for stopping by. I appreciate it. Great stream the other night. We fixed my Frogger Build-A-Cade, sort of. Now I've got another issue where it won't auto boot into Frogger, but I'll figure that out. It should be an easy fix. it sees the SD card though. That's good. But I broke the ribbon cable, so it's not 100%, but it's working. So that's good. What's on tap for me this week? Continuing marathon training. I'll probably do some ordering of some stuff for the arcade. I do want to get those art kits ordered from Joe Zabos. And I'm gonna after I end the stream here, I'm probably gonna get started with the basement. Oh, I wanted to do this. Let me put on the cell phone camera view just to wind things up here. And those of you that are, oh, what did my phone do? My phone died. Uh-oh. New problem. New problem. My phone is completely dead. This was my camera. Uh-oh. I ran the battery dry. God, it wasn't plugged in. I'm having a problem with this phone. I can't take you on the short tour. Sorry. I can show you pictures. So let's just look. I mentioned at the open of the show that the arcade's going to go through some changes. So let's bring up my photo albums here. Why am I not able to scroll here? All right, so let's share this out. All right, so my photos album. So the area that we're looking at here is this area right here. Okay. Now those are my parts shelves. They're sitting on the end of some pretty large utility shelves that have a bunch of stuff on them. Nope, wrong one. Here's the middle between the two parts shelves. You see the size of those utility shelves and all the stuff I have on there. This is part of the expansion area. I'm going to expand up to the power switch box there, or the breaker box. So you'll see I'll have flooring going all the way out to there, and then I'll move the walls back. So I got to get rid of all this junk. That Pac-Man there, that Miss Pac-Man is my first ever mod right there. You're looking at it. It's running a Raspberry Pi. Added some buttons to the control panel, changed some, and then I should take that thing to work so it gets some use. Right now it's just sitting gathering dust. This is the opposite view of everything that I want to move. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take these utility racks and turn them long ways against this back wall here. So I'm basically freeing up all this taken space here. What I'm going to do with these is I'll probably put them on the other side of this wall right here, because this wall right here is going to move out to about here. Really? So this is the rest of my basement. It has a bunch of stuff in there. You can see a bunch of my Christmas decorations, which I'm going to toss, and some stuff that I could get rid of. And technically, I could put the arcade, part of the arcade, running through here, but logically, I think I'll just keep it to this area here. All right. All right, folks. That's all I have for today. We'll be back next week. I'm not going anywhere. Not going to Indianapolis again. The next time there will be a conflict with my Sunday stream. Will be I'm introducing the gal to IndyCar, so I'm taking her to Road America on, I believe it's the 22nd of June. Pull up the calendar. Yep, it's the 22nd of June. So the next we'll do a show the next 2 weekends, or next 2 Sundays, but then Sunday the 22nd of June, I will be in Elkhart Lake at Road America with my gal, going around that beautiful place, taking pictures of the IndyCar race there. So a little bit of show notes there. And then the next time the show's interrupted probably won't be until September, when I'm running the marathon. So guys, as always, I appreciate each and every one of you. I appreciate everybody that stops by and watches me jabber on for an hour or so. I know it's been over an hour and a half, but I want to keep it short today because I do have some things I want to do. I want to get started on this basement and cleaning things up a little bit. And so, yeah, check out the pictures links that I posted in the stream and description. And until I see you next weekend, guys, have a great week, a safe week, and always remember, I got next.